A hacker impersonating a Coinbase representative called my cell phone this week. The caller ID read Coinbase right under the phone number, and the Coinbase representative mentioned that hackers from Germany had breached my Coinbase account, attempted to change my email address, and also attempted to buy Bitcoin. And the only thing to remedy this situation was to update my email address on file with Coinbase and also my password. Thankfully, I was only a few minutes away from my home, so I kept the hacker on the call a little bit longer than necessary so I can get back to my office and press the record button. So this video is to share one of the many ways that hackers use to steal our hard-earned assets. This video is not only for newbies getting into the world of investing in blockchain, but also for veterans, because you'll notice after listening to this conversation that even I was almost tricked into clicking some bogus link and sharing access to my hard-earned assets. So make sure you keep your head on a swivel, ladies and gentlemen. Eyes and ears open, always ask questions, and most importantly, always get everything in writing. I hope this video brings information to you and awareness to the community. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so I'm sorry, James, do I need to, understanding that I got a breach from Coinbase, do I need to provide you said an email with your ID in the subject line? I've got that. Is there anything, did I miss anything, James?
Oh, no, that's absolutely no worries. If you could just go ahead, and if you are available to send that email through, I can just manually look into that for you and get that approved for you right away, since we are connected at the moment.
Okay, cool. I will send that to you then right now. Give me one hot second. Email check.
That's no worries.
At Coinbase. Okay, email check, Coinbase, boom, email's there. Do you need anything in the body of the email, James?
Oh, no, that's no worries, but you could, if you would like, just put my name, James Klein. I might be able to see that a little bit easier there, as I will just be looking directly for my agent ID.
What's your last name, James? How do you spell it?
That would be Klein, spelled C-L-I-N-E.
L-I-N-E. Okay, and that will be in the subject line as well.
Oh, you don't have to go ahead and put that from within the subject line.
Oh, okay.
That would just be the agent ID in general. That would just the agent ID number, nothing else.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, no, that's no worries.
All right, I just fired off the email over to you.
All right, I'm just going to go ahead and take a look here to see if I did receive that.
You the man.
All right, so what I just went ahead and done, you should have received an email coming directly from help@coinbase.com. Now that will just be going over the case details for the duration of that hold period, that being for the next 48 hours. Please let me know if you were able to see that one. You will be able to locate the case from within the Coinbase application if you do currently have access to that at the moment. I will just be showing you how you can do that just in case you do lose access to your email address.
Wait, what? Lose access to my email address? What are you talking about?
Oh, no, I apologize. I did speak quite fast there. Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, but James, the only email that I received from you guys right now was basically just a Coinbase support message for a case number.
Yep, that would just be the case throughout the 48 hours, and we will just be sending you status updates.
I know that you mentioned that there was a breach by some bad actors from Germany. They tried to charge me for a Bitcoin and then also try to update my email. Are you going to put that into the body of an email so I have that for my records?
Oh, yeah, I can just have that done for you. Usually, throughout the manual investigation, we just send you status updates whenever we have an update. Now, at the moment, I could have that done for you. But we usually send that through throughout the whole period here. So after the first 24 hours, we would just be sending you an update.
Do you think it should be necessary to receive something in writing from Coinbase that there was a breach and that this was affected from a specific time period, just so I know that I appreciate the phone call, James, but I'm just curious, should there be anything in writing that defines what you mentioned?
Oh, we wouldn't disclose that throughout email, so we wouldn't actually send that through for you.
Really? You would think so, because
just during the time.
At what point then will you guys send me a notification of the breach?
Oh, yep. So we did actually send an email through. Now this was during the breach. So that was way back in February of 2023. I apologize, March of 2023. Since this breach is rather old, we just are seeing an increase in attacks here as perpetrators are just dehashing the information actively.
Oh, wow.
So that is why I am on the phone with you for today. You might have received that email that did come in on March 14th, 2023. And the subject line for that, it was an important message from Coinbase Security. You can just try and locate that if you would like, maybe by searching the direct help subject line of that.
Oh, wow.
You should have received that, as that would have informed you of that breach there.
Oh, okay. I got it. Yeah. March 14th, 2023.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. Hey, James.
You did receive that one?
Yeah, for sure. I just pulled it up right now.
All right. Yeah, I do completely apologize about that.
Oh, no.
I should have stated that earlier.
No.
You did receive an email.
No need to apologize. I'm sorry. When I was driving, I thought you said something about an email and that Coinbase would send me just some type of something in writing that my account was breached. They try to update the email. We're doing things to resolve your situation. Your account is frozen for 48 hours.
Oh, so that would just be in regards to the case summary. So you will be receiving that at the end of the manual investigation, so after the 48 hours. I do completely apologize about the confusion there. And if you do currently have access to the Coinbase application, I can show you how that you can view the case from within the app. And we're to say in the case that you do lose access to your email address, that's just if that does happen, you would be able to view the case from within the application. If you'd like, I can show you where you can locate that one, as it would be directly from the app.
Sure. Where would I see that within the app?
Right. So just confirm here, would you be accessing that from a mobile application, or would that be from the web application?
Mobile.
All right. So on the top left, you should be seeing 9 little dots. Upon tapping that one there, if you scroll all the way down, you should be seeing an option titled Get Support. Let me know if you...
Yep, I see it.
That would be close to the bottom.
Yeah.
All right. Tapping that one there, you should just be seeing the case details for today, as well as a neat little progress bar that will just move forward as we follow through further in the investigation there. Please let me know if you were able to see that one there.
I don't see anything on the mobile right now. I just hi Raymond, how can we help you?
I see. Now looking here, that is quite odd that it didn't take you to the case details there. I do completely apologize about that. It might take a little while to populate there. I do completely apologize about that. Checking back later, you probably will see that through. Now that will just be where you access the case there.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and take a look over at the case details, see if anything else is required for today. I do completely understand this call has been going for quite some time, which I do completely apologize about.
Hey, no need to apologize. I'm just this is just kind of a trip that, a hacker got into my account on Coinbase and tried to charge me for a Bitcoin or more. That's just surprising.
And I would like to confirm that nothing with the payment method on file, no activity did occur with that. There was just an attempt to withdraw some of the assets on file, that being 0.16 Bitcoin. That would be 0.16 Bitcoin. If you'd like, I can just give you the direct conversion rate for that. That would be roughly 11,000 US dollars. However, I would like to confirm that no assets were moved. If you are in the application at the moment, you should be seeing everything intact as how it was before receiving this phone call. If you'd like, you could just go ahead and take a look at that as well.
Hey, James, I appreciate your patience and your support, man. End the call. I guess I'll just wait for follow-ups from you guys via email.
Looking here, it looks like all that is required for today is to just update that previously breached information. That's being setting up a new password for after that 48-hour hold. So if you do just have 5 minutes at the moment, we can just go ahead and finalize the case for today since I am connected with you.
Okay. Update my email, or you said update my password?
Yep, that would just be updating the previously breached information. Now, I just have a follow-up email sent out for you now. Now that would just be coming from help@coinbase.com once again.
Cool.
It would be from within that case. You should be receiving that now. Please let me know if you were able to receive that there. And I would also like to mention that for the duration of that 48-hour hold period, you will still be able to sign in to overview your account balance, in which by using a temporary password I'll be providing you now. This is just a requirement due to the fact that you are still listed here as a valued customer, meaning that the portfolio balance of value and assets on file is still exceeding the US $25,000 mark. Now that does have you listed here as a valued customer, Raymond. So in that case, I do have to issue that temporary password throughout the 48-hour hold. So if you do have any anywhere safe and secure that you can, just go ahead and take this one down. Maybe a pen, paper, online notebook, just anywhere safe and accessible, and let me know when you are ready for that one.
Shouldn't you send that via email?
Well, unfortunately, due to you partaking in a breach, we do have to issue that over the phone, and that is just due to the fact that if the email address is compromised on file, we wouldn't want that going through to the perpetrators, so that is why we have that issued over the phone.
Okay, what would be the temporary password?
All right, perfect, great. And so this will be all uppercase letters as follows. C as in Charlie, E as in Echo, T as in Tom, N as in Nancy, as in the email @ F as in Foxtrot, Y as in Yankee, the number 9, and finally here the letter A as in Apple. And once you do have that one down, if you could just please relay that back to me, just to confirm we are matching on that. That is before I do go ahead and clear this off on the system side. I'm ready whenever you are for that.
Charlie, Echo, Tommy, Nancy, the @ Frank, Yellow, 9, Alpha.
All right, perfect. That is matching. I would like to confirm that it will just be in place throughout the next 48 hours. Were you able to receive that follow-up email, or are you still waiting on that one?
I'm still waiting.
All right, that's no worries. Well, in that case, since you have not received that as of yet, what I can have done for you, I can just have that sent as a push notification directly in your Coinbase application, as well as to SMS on file, that being the number ending in the 948. Would that still be able to receive SMS messages?
Yes. Hello?
All right. So what I am just going to have done for you, I apologize, I am still connected with you, Raymond. So what I am just going to have done here, I will be having that sent out through as a push notification from within the app, as well as to SMS ending in the 948. I'm just going to have that sent for you now. Looks like that did just go ahead and send it through for you. Please let me know if you were able to receive that. I sent that through as a push notification as well as through SMS.
Yes, I received a message from Coinbase.
All right, perfect. And just to confirm you did receive the correct SMS, it should be stating Coinbase, please contact support immediately if you did not initiate any request, and to secure your account by visiting the following stock.coinbase.com website. Is that also what you're seeing on your end?
Can you say the entire hyperlink?
Yep, I can have that verified for you. And I would also like to mention that you don't have to click on that one. You can just go ahead and paste that into your browser. That would be stock.coinbase.com/disabled_account. Is that what you're seeing on your end?
Yeah, so am I going to click this and disable my account?
Oh, no. This would just be following through and updating the previously breached information. That would just be in regards to that hold period. That is why it is stating out disabled account there.
Interesting.
Yep, I do completely apologize for the confusion on that. That is just for the duration of that 48-hour hold period. That being, there will be that transaction delayed.
Got it. Okay.
So upon following through on that, please let me know if that wasn't automatically able to take you to your session, as that should just be meeting you directly with updating the information there. You shouldn't have to sign in from within the mobile.
So I need to do it from mobile?
Just as this would just be linked with the Coinbase application. I do completely apologize about that, and that is also just due to the fact that the attacks recently have been from within desktop devices. Just for your security, we do have that through from within linked to the Coinbase app.
It's not taking me.
Well, in that case, that may have expired, and that is just due to the fact that those do take up to 15 seconds to go ahead and expire. We wouldn't want the perpetrators having access to updating that information. So what I am going to have done, I will just be having that sent through once again for you. And this would be through an external extension that will just redirect. Please let me know if this time around it is able to work for you. I did just have that one sent through. Please let me know if that is able to take you to restoring your session there.
James, I'm curious, can I access this through my desktop?
Unfortunately, this would just be due to the fact that we have been seeing the recent attacks from within your desktop device that would just be interlinked with the app.
Interesting.
I completely apologize about that once again. Let me know if this time around that is able to rectify your concern, as that should directly take you to a session that you shouldn't have to sign in.
If you didn't notice, the hacker was always trying to engage with me everywhere but within the Coinbase application. The hacker was sending me emails. The hacker was sending me text messages. How he got that information is beyond me, but regardless, no communications was coming from Coinbase directly. By this time in the conversation, my spidey senses were firing on all cylinders. I knew that this was a hacker, and while I had him on the phone, I opened up the Coinbase application from desktop to reconfirm my most recent transactions, most recent communications, and as well to double check that the 2FA, the two-factor authentication, was still enabled and everything was in the green. And then I ultimately hung up. I didn't want to be on the phone call with that hacker any longer. I didn't want to share any more time with him. You never know what they're doing on the other side of that line. They could be recording my voice for all I know, just like I was recording them, but they could be using my voice potentially for upcoming hacker campaigns, just like they've been doing so to Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. And unfortunately, these are some of the exposures in the industry today, until regulations and further security measures are developed and implemented. And until that day comes, we need to be alert and we need to be smart. Most importantly, we need to share this kind of information with each other, because at the end of the day, we're just individuals working for the best interests of our family, building generational wealth, and no one's going to stop us from doing that. Now, with that being said, I hope you learned something from my experience here. And if you did, I sure would appreciate if you liked this video, left a comment below, and subscribe to this channel, because it all helps while I build this channel off the ground. But regardless, I appreciate you sharing your time with me. Thanks for tuning in. Love you mucho.